to think about how those quote-unquote free companies are pulling in millions, sometimes even billions of dollars? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the clever business models behind the tools we all use for free.
Yeah, it's a pretty fascinating paradox when you really think about it. You've got millions of users, a super valuable product, and a price tag that says zero. It just feels a little too good to be true, doesn't it? So the big question is, are you really paying nothing, or are you maybe trading something, well, something a lot more valuable than just money?
I mean, seriously, that free app you downloaded on your phone, it's making someone somewhere incredibly rich. How is that even possible?
Well, it's not some kind of digital magic. It's actually a series of really clever, very specific business strategies. And they're all designed to generate a ton of revenue from a product that, on the surface, has a $0 price tag.
And I promise you, by the end of this, once you see how it all works, you are never going to look at the word free in the same way again.
All right, so before we can even get into the money side of things, we have to clear up a really huge misunderstanding. See, in the tech world, the word free can actually mean two totally different things. So on one hand, you've got what we call free as in beer. And that's exactly what it sounds like. It costs you nothing. Think about Zoom or Spotify or VS Code. But then, on the other hand, you have free as in speech. Now this one isn't about price at all, it's about freedom. The freedom to view the source code, to modify it, to build on top of it. The classic example here is the Linux operating system. Seriously, getting this difference is absolutely key to understanding everything else we're about to cover.
Okay, now that we've got that distinction down, let's get to the core of it. Let's talk about how these companies actually make their money. And you know what? It almost always boils down to one of 5 pretty common business models.
So here they are. We're going to walk through each of these: data monetization, paid support, what's called the Freemium Model, good old advertising, and finally, donations. Let's kick things off with the one that, well, it can feel a little sketchy.
So this is a really common one for software that's hosted by big companies. Basically, they track what you do inside the app: your clicks, your searches, your habits. And they take all this data, make it anonymous, and either use it to make their own products better, or they sell it to advertisers who want to target you more effectively.
And this quote just perfectly captures that trade-off. You get the service for free, but in return, information about your behavior becomes the product. And just remember, you agree to this every single time you click accept on those super long terms and conditions that, let's be honest, nobody ever reads.
All right, next up is a model that's huge in that free as in speech world we talked about. Now, the software itself, the actual code, is 100% free, but entire companies are built around that free code. Just take Linux, for example. It's totally open source. A company like Red Hat comes along, customizes it, and then provides it to these huge businesses. The software is still free, but if that business wants 24/7 expert support or special features just for them, well, that's what they have to pay for.
So yeah, the key takeaway here is simple. You're not paying for the code. You're paying for the expertise, the reliability, and the service that's been built on top of that free foundation.
Okay, let's move on to a model that I'm sure you're very familiar with. It's the freemium model. This is probably the most popular method out there. The whole idea is that a company gives you a totally usable free version of their product. It's designed to get you in the door, to get you hooked, hoping that eventually you'll want those extra, more powerful features enough to actually pay for them.
Spotify is the absolute perfect example of this. The free version, it's great, but it's also very strategically limited. You get ads, you get shuffle-only play. But what if you want to pick any song you want whenever you want, or listen offline with 0 interruptions? Well, you've got to upgrade. The free version is basically the world's best advertisement for the paid one.
Next up is a model that is pretty much as old as media itself: advertising. It's simple. You see those ads on a website or inside a mobile app because other companies have paid to get in front of your eyeballs. In this model, your attention is the product that's being sold to advertisers.
And our final model is one that's driven purely by the community. This is where users